I know it's been a while, but do any of y'all remember this chick?
For 10 years, I got married young. I was 21, barely, like 3 days, 21. Already had a baby. He was 8 weeks old at our wedding. And I remember feeling like my marriage was temporary from the beginning.
Well, now history has repeated itself with a new face.
Talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy. One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. We can get through this. And he's so encouraging and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy.
You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up.
And then guess who came for her?
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good woman? Like you just want to break up with her and you try to leave her, but she sits here and fights for you. She's talking about, let's get through this together, babe. I don't want to leave. And we never talk about how hard it is to leave them. Like she does nothing wrong. Like she does nothing wrong. Like she does nothing wrong.
Drizzle, drizzle.
What's going on YouTube? Is your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So when I came across this, I was like, okay, I think I'm definitely going to be reacting to this because, man, let me tell you something. Scarface Mark, bro, he did not waste any time reacting to this. Let me tell you something, man. If it's one thing that has come of this drizzle soft guy era movement is that it's giving this man infinite ammo, infinite content, and as well as other content creators in this space as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. We can get through this. And he's so encouraging and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage. He doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't take money from me, but he downplays my emotions. I don't think he fully understands me. And we've talked about this, y'all. This has all been in counseling, but how do you leave the good guy? I'm having like an internal battle right now because I want to leave. I want to file divorce papers and I want to freaking run to Maine or something. I mean, am I the crazy one? Am I the crazy one because I keep throwing these fits and fighting with him? I look legit crazy because I literally stay in bed all day. A lot of that is because if I don't stay in bed all day, I will nitpick him. And I didn't start doing this until like last year. Like, I don't, because I'm so unhappy with myself that I will nitpick him and tear him apart. So if I stay in bed, I won't be mean. So tired. I'm so tired. And I'm only sharing this because I swear to God I promise transparency. And I swear to God I promise the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I am struggling today. That this has been an ongoing struggle for the past like 6 months of my marriage. And I've said it here and there in videos, but I've never gotten this raw. I'm tired of marriage counseling. I'm tired of trying. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready for a divorce. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally at my capacity. I feel like I'm stretched thin. I feel like I can't describe it. But I am not okay today.
Now, I believe in transparency because I believe that's one of the reasons why my channel is where it's at now, because I'm transparent with you guys. But at the same time, I'm honest with myself, and this woman is not being truthful to herself. This woman just admitted that it's an internal problem. It's her issue. And how many times have we tried to preach to you guys that it's not your job to make a woman happy? She has to find that happiness within herself. And there is a saying that goes like this: a man will set aside his happiness for his family, his wife and kids, a woman will set aside her husband and kids for her happiness. And damn it, whew, that saying hits home and it's starting to ring true the more and more I come across stories like this. Now, I want to show you Scarface Mark's like original reaction, and then we're gonna go into the Drizzle soft guy era satire type of reaction. Let's keep it moving.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. We can get through this. And he's so encouraging and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, not putting in effort like we did when we.
I just don't fucking understand. And I don't think I'm supposed to. How do I leave a good guy? You don't leave a good guy. It's that simple. People think relationships are just so easy and peachy keen, and they think everything's supposed to be perfect at all times, so they're just willing to leave. She just sat here on camera and babbled on and on how good this man is. And still she's trying to figure out a way to leave? Leave that man alone. If he's willing to try with you and you're just so willing to leave, I'm praying for that man because he needs to find better. Like, it's making me mad because her caption says, how do you leave a good guy? And she's crying on camera. Why are you leaving a good man, Savannah? He's a good man. He literally does nothing wrong. He does nothing wrong. And you still get left. This is 2024, y'all. Hard it is to leave the good woman. Like, you just want to break up with her and you try to leave her, but she sits here and fights for you. She's talking about, let's get through this together, babe. I don't want to leave. And we never talk about how hard it is to leave them. Like, she does nothing wrong, but she didn't keep the same energy like she did at the beginning of the relationship. Like, she just got lazy in that aspect. But other than that, she does nothing wrong. She just got lazy. Like, when I say she does nothing wrong, she doesn't take any money from me. She doesn't steal. She doesn't use me. She literally goes half with me on bills. But she just doesn't put up the same energy. She doesn't have the same effort like she used to. Like, I'm having an internal battle. Like, I literally want to leave, but I just don't know how to leave. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Like, am I the crazy one? Like, I'm just so unhappy with myself that I'm nitpicking with her and I'm just putting all my anger on her. But yet, for some reason, she still tries to stay with me. And I just don't understand why. I really don't get it.
Now, obviously, it's very clear that the second one is satire and him just mimicking what she was saying to see that what kind of reaction that he would get. But now that everybody knows who he is and what he's about and what he's trying to do, when I looked at the comments, bro, I had a really hard time finding any women that tried to go against what he said because they knew that he was reacting to the original video and just doing more satire like he's done in the past that made him go viral recently in the first place. But of course, it was a lot of guys, saying drizzle, soft guy era, you deserve nothing less than the best king, and all things of that nature, right? But what really got up under my skin is when I came across this clip of a woman that was pretty much supporting her delusion because she seems to be the exception of the rule and found the quote-unquote better man after leaving a good guy as well. Check this out.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like,
honey, if you feel like this and you're crying on the internet for help, and your definition of him being a good guy is just because he doesn't beat you, but you're going to marriage counseling and he's not fixing anything, and you feel like you want to go leave, he may be not the worst guy, but he's just not the good guy for you. And fixing what's broken and what you need in a marriage takes two. You can't do the heavy lifting yourself. And yes, I was married to a good guy. He objectively wasn't bad, but his depression was so bad he wanted to do anything. I was living life alone. But when I asked him and offered him help, he wanted me to be depressed and stay in the basement with him, and that was not acceptable. And we parted ways amicably, and we're still all right today. We're good partners for each other for a few different reasons. I made the mistake, though, of after that falling for somebody who I thought was a good guy that did the whole emotional manipulation thing. Started out good and strong and then kept promising he'd get better, kept promising he'd get better. And then I found out I was getting gaslit, manipulated, and used. But everybody thought he was so great until the doors closed. And the whole time, as I tried to get stronger, they kept wanting to hold me back. But after some hits and misses and therapy, I have a partner now that is an equal relationship, that I don't feel drained from being around, and that adds something to my life, and we add stuff to each other. It's a more balanced thing, and let me tell you, it is golden. But emotional abuse and emotional manipulation is still abuse. Gaslighting is still abuse. Just because they don't beat you or leave scars doesn't mean they're not abusing you. Weaponized incompetence is abuse. You shouldn't feel that alone and miserable, or be forced to feel that way because you're afraid of leaving a good guy, or how you'd be perceived for leaving him. Because if he's so good, you wouldn't look and sound that miserable. And like I said, he might be a good guy. It's not good for you right now. You do deserve to put yourself first. And I highly suggest some therapy just for you. Because you absolutely have the right to state and say what you need out of a relationship. And if in marriage counseling that you're stating these things and he's still not giving them to you, and you're thinking of leaving, it's not going to change. And when you become free of that, I can tell you it feels like you lifted a boulder off your shoulder that you didn't even know you were carrying. You have an idea of how big that boulder is, I can tell, but it's way bigger than you think it is. I just wanted to come through the phone and give you a hug, because I've been where you are, and I wouldn't go back for all the tea in China. I can just tell you that it looks fantastic on the other side of it.
Well, I apologize for that, you guys. For some reason, her video in particular was lagging. Like, I kept checking to make sure it wasn't my computer, but that was definitely her video. For some reason, it was lagging, so I did the best that I could with that. But this is an example of when women are the exception to the rule and they want to give other women false hope. The grass is not always greener on the other side, because even though things might have worked out for her, I've seen countless videos of women wishing that they could go back to their ex-husband that they filed divorce from, or stay with their husband in the first place. Now, the next TikToker is Sarah Eaton. Y'all, I've reacted to her dozens of times, and I think she is going to give you a little bit more of a better analysis of the situation, even though she doesn't even understand why women think like this herself. Let's keep it moving.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? When you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. We can get through this. And he's so encouraged.
I will genuinely never understand this mindset. But of course, this is like a 2-minute video. So what else does she have to say?
Everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage. He doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything.
Women fall in love with the process of falling in love, and sometimes not even the person. Let me explain. The majority of women fall in love with the romantic side of a relationship, where he's courting you, he's taking you on dates, maybe he's getting you gifts, he's putting in all of this effort to get you, and you expect him to continue this effort when life smacks you in the face, and it's an unrealistic expectation. Women have been brainwashed into believing that it's supposed to be Disneyland movie all of the time, and he is supposed to spend 95% of his time making you happy, alongside working 60 hours. Maybe you added some kids in there, maintaining a house, and all of the things that they don't show you in a Disneyland movie. And the other part about it is, so many women sit on the internet all day long and see everybody's highlight reel of what relationships are supposed to be like, so they start to believe that the grass is supposed to be greener on the other side. It is not manipulation if a man wants to work out a relationship with you. You should be thankful, because the majority of men that have an ungrateful partner at home would leave your ass and leave you with absolutely nothing and not want to try at all. And I can promise you, the dating scene that you think is going to be better is not going to be. It's the same story every single time. These women put unrealistic expectations on the men. Well, they still don't put in the same effort. They're not having as much sex. Maybe they're not cleaning the house as much. They're not even doing the same things they did to get a man, to keep a man. And the biggest mistake that women make is that they don't go for compatibility, or if they even like this person, they're so focused on, oh, he bought me flowers, oh, he took me on a date, oh, he spent $500 on me. They are never looking at the person for who he is rather than what he's doing in the relationship. And then they fuck themselves because they wake up next to somebody after 10 years and they're like, who the fuck did I marry? Because we don't get along. I don't like anything about this person. The person that he really is isn't the person that I fell in love with. And it's because you fell in love with the idea of him and not for who he actually is. Okay, bye.
As you guys know, I consider myself the king of pointing out these hypocrisies. There's something that I've noticed. If women feel like, because they feel like there's far more good women than there are good men, right? Okay. If that's true, then why is it that y'all are so quick to disregard and treat these good men as if they're disposable? But there's supposed to be so many good women available that when a man does the same thing and gives you that same energy like Scarface did, y'all got such a hatred for that man that does the exact same thing. But there's supposed to be an abundance of good women out there. Wouldn't it make more sense for men to be upset than women if there's far more good women out here than there are good men? I know that logic is probably going to go over women head that don't like this type of content or don't like the soft guy era or sprinkle movement, but get out of your feelings a little bit and pay attention to what I just said. It makes perfect sense. And if not, let me show you this next clip because I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard about this recently because I've had a few people send me a clip about this as well. Check this out.
No. Our generation is cooked. There's no way! Kakas Ex Wife has just come out saying why she actually divorced Kaka, who she was married to for 10 years, saying, Kaka never betrayed me. He treated me well. He gave me a wonderful family, but I was not happy. Something was missing. The problem was he was too perfect for me. You're telling me that this woman married her childhood sweetheart and divorced him after 10 years, even after 2 children, to end up going with a bad boy. So she was married to a Champions League winner, World Cup winner, and Ballon d'Or winner, and yet she still divorced him. Not to mention that this guy's one of the most handsome men in football. I'm not gay, but this guy is majestic, let's be real. Lads, if this guy ended up being single and got divorced for being too perfect, our chances are not even slim. There's no hope for us. This generation's cooked, fam. I actually can't believe that.
And the sad part about it is no matter how much women do this and men hear stories like this, women are still going to shame men for not committing. Yeah, make that make sense. And let me know what y'all thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because that's what the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.